Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today's video is going to focus on how to stop binge eating for life. Binging is so common for the competitor, the everyday dieter, the person who maybe just has followed the meal plan their whole life. It's very common post-show as well, especially if you don't really have a coach or like a designated plan after you're competing or reverse diet properly. So my experience binging, I've been a coach for 3 to 4 years now. I am now coaching for Pro Physique with Paul and all the rest of the team, and very excited about this, and look forward to bringing my coaching experience to this awesome team. So my experience with binge eating through a coaching perspective, I find, or I kind of suspect, that someone may have problems with binge eating, even if they don't come out and directly tell me, just by some of the behaviors or like some of the things they say. Like, I fell off track this week, and I'm like, man, you're kind of like up 4 or 5 pounds. I'm like, what happened? Did you go out drinking, or like, did you eat too much? And I'll look at their nutrition sheet and it's like perfectly filled in, and I'll have to ask, I'm like, is there something you're not telling me? And then they'll be like, yes. And then we'll get into deep conversation about what happened, and just realizing that it is okay if you binge eat. It is okay if this is something that has happened to you or keeps happening. It is so common, and people are so afraid to talk about it. Like, just this endless cycle of like restriction, binging, repeat. That's what I kind of call it. Restriction, binging, repeat. It's like the never ending like Bermuda Triangle of just like, it just keeps going and going and going and going. It's like an endless trap. I am able to talk about this so much because I am a competitor, and I have done 3 shows, and just my experience, like being so on point for so long, it's like when you finally get that freedom of like, man, it's finally my time for like the piece of cake or like the milkshake I've always wanted. It's like just in your head, like psychologically, like you go out and you get the burger and fries and milkshake, and you're like, man, it's over. And your stomach's like, dude, I'm full, like no more. But you're psychologically so like depleted from having like all this like snacks and food and like everything from just contest prep and being so on point all the time. And it's kind of like an accumulation of like this psychological like trap almost, and then you just keep eating, and your stomach's like, dude, I am full, please stop. In the moment, you're like, oh my gosh, what I'm doing is not okay, because it does not facilitate my goals at all. And it's like you don't even want to check in with your coach, because it's like, it's just, you just feel this like disappointment in like yourself, and like you don't want to disappoint your coach, you don't want to disappoint yourself, and more importantly than disappointing your coach, disappointing yourself, just because you've been working and everything. But I've had this experience, shocker. I've had this binge eating experience, shocker. No, don't be shocked. My experience has been after periods of restriction, 100%, and just like analyzing my own personal experience and past clients. A lot of this binge eating behavior does occur from extremes. Like contest prep is an extreme. it's extreme. And like, if you go into the prep understanding what you're going to go through, it makes the process so much easier. Just to know what you're getting into, and I could help you guys understand that in a different video if you'd like. Just comment below. So these extremes, like for the everyday person who just is going on these crazy diets, like the no carb diet or the no cookie diet or elimination diet of just totally clean eating, or maybe you follow a meal plan and you're just kind of eating like the same meals every day, not really understanding what's in them. Another one is the juice cleanse. Like, oh my gosh, I'll lose like 10 pounds. Not me, but like people. I'll lose like 6 to 10 pounds in 3 days. And then what do you think happens when those 6 to 10 pounds after the 3 days, when you just start going back to your old habits? You gain all the weight back and then you're like, man, I lost all my progress. What works for a period of time is not okay long term. And I really want to make that a point of like, these like quick fix diets are not sustainable lifestyle approaches to how you want to live your life. You don't want to live your life constantly yo-yo dieting, like, oh, I'm not going to have any carbs, and then you just like eat like 5,000 calories of carbs, and it's just absolutely insane, and you don't have to feel like that at all. Why do these things not work? Because when you restrict yourself, you're like, I'm not going to have anything. I'm not going to do it. 3 days later, I've been there. I know what happens. I know. 3 days later, after, you recovered from like the last binge eating session, you're like, man, I think I got like cake in the freezer or something, but I know I said I'm not going to have sweets. I'm not doing it again. I'm not doing it. Maybe you make it through that day. The next day, you're like, I'm done. I can't do it anymore. It happens again. 3 days go by. I'm not going to have sweets again. Restrict, binge, repeat. The cycle just keeps going on and on and on. And it's just like your psychology completely takes over regardless of your goals at all. So this lack of control, again, comes from restriction. So if your goal is to lose fat, just in general, you need to create a calorie deficit. You need to burn more calories than you're consuming most of the time. What I just said does not mean remove all of your favorite foods that you've ever loved and needed and desired. I did not say that. I said you need to create a calorie deficit. These crash diets create these extremes. And if you kind of think about it, it's like, for example, if I want to seal this water bottle, I'm just going to put a piece of duct tape on it, fill it up with water, and hopefully it's okay. I tip it over. A few times it works. But after a while, the duct tape's going to wear out. It's going to explode. The same thing with these extreme diets. 2 to 3 days go by, and then just the restriction and binge cycle repeats over and over again. And I know I'm right, because I've been there. I've been there so many times, and it's just crazy because you don't have to live your life like that. The answer to this whole topic, to truly stop the binge cycle. Are you ready? I am ready. I hope you are. To truly stop the binge eating cycle, you need to incorporate foods that you like, pizza, ice cream, chips, whatever, in moderation. That's right, I said it. You can have whatever you want to eat in moderation. If you want a cookie, have one. If you want a piece of pizza, have one. And appreciate that. Appreciate that you can still hit your goals and enjoy what you like. And everything I just explained is the flexible dieting lifestyle. The flexible dieting lifestyle absolutely saved me, saved my entire life. It's just made me stop binge eating altogether. I suffered for this for so long. My old coach knows. It's like we could never hit goals. That just the idea of like what you could have been if you did not participate in these binge eating behaviors absolutely destroyed me mentally. And it was like, man, I know I can be more and I want to be more. It just sucks. It really sucks. And when you can really appreciate counting macros through flexible dieting, there is no need to binge eat. There is no need to eat the 50 cookies at one sitting or the box of cereal and 2 boxes of cereal and then feel sick and feel uncomfortable in your clothes that you worked so hard to get in. So flexible dieting really eliminates binging because it kind of just removes the association of food with being good and bad. I have these nice examples here. So we have the good old Oreo cookie. The old person who doesn't really understand flexible dieting would have been like, yeah, no way, no way. So let me read out these macros. 160 calories, 7 fats, 25 carbs, 1 protein for 3 cookies. Okay. So we got the Bob's Red Mill peanut butter, cocoa, and oats Bob's Better Bar. Gluten-free, whole grain. Like, this is like the good of the good. Like, you can't get better than this. Calories. Like 200, like pretty close to what the Oreos were. Total carbs, 25. Fats, 12. So maybe we could have like 4 of those instead. And then there's like 7 grams of protein. There's a little bit of fiber. I don't want to eat this. Like, this doesn't taste good to me. It's probably why it was on the clearance rack. Yeah, I'm going to choose to eat these 4 Oreos because they fit my macros and it's pretty much the same thing as this. And I'm going to appreciate that I can have 4 Oreos over that bar that does not taste good because there is no more association with good and bad food when you're doing flexible dieting. So, flexible dieting in my own life. My aunt makes absolutely fantastic cakes, and like every other weekend we'll go over and my mom's like, man, we're going to Sharon. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to prep like mentally and like my macros and everything out the day before so I know I can have a piece of cake or I can fit it into my macros. And I don't know, like I'll go and she'll just make the best cake ever and I'll have a piece and I'm like really happy about it. And I don't know, like me as well as like all the other coaches at Pro Physique just want to like help people in this way in terms of like teaching you how to flexible diet to the point where it brings like psychological happiness in terms of what you're eating and just like a total understanding of like cake is good for you. Cake is healthy. Cookies are healthy. Chips are healthy. And you might be thinking, you are absolutely insane. What are you saying? Yeah, chips are healthy. Like bread's healthy. Why? Because when I eat this food, it's going to be broken down and used as energy regardless if it's a banana, a cookie, whole wheat bread, white bread, pizza, whatever. Still going to be used for energy. And you're just going to be overall psychologically more happier. And this is going to lead, here we go, long-term sustainability right here. This is what I'm talking about. This is going to lead to long-term goals and sustainability. And you just eat whatever you want. Make sure it fits your macros. Appreciate your macros and move on. It's as simple as that. And if you don't understand what flexible dieting is and you think I'm absolutely insane, I just posted a YouTube video last week about flexible dieting, and I think if you take the time to truly invest in yourself and understand how to incorporate flexible dieting into your lifestyle, your life is changed. Nobody can ever take this knowledge away from you. Everything that I have ever learned, I still have, and now I'm sharing it with you. If this is something that you're interested in, email me, brooke@prophysique.com, right here. I teach this. I teach clients how to do this every single day. And if you're still confused, you really want to figure out more, comment below. If binging is something that you're really struggling with and just like you know what to do, you know what's right, but you need someone to hold you accountable, like email me. Like I'd be more than happy to schedule a call to talk to you about it or just about anything at all. So I hope you guys really liked this video. And again, how to stop binge eating, flexible dieting. That's all I got for you guys today. So be sure to tune in to my next video and subscribe if you want to keep watching.